Hi students, today's video lesson is for class 12 students and I welcome you all to the session. The topic to be covered today is reproductive health. Now what is health? Health is defined as a state of physical, mental and social well-being. Then coming to reproductive health. Reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavioral and social. This is a definition given by WHO, the World Health Organization. So reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavioral and social. Now what do you mean by reproductively healthy society? A society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral interactions among them in all sex-related aspects. That is what is known as reproductively healthy society. India was amongst the first countries in the world to initiate action plans and programs to attain total reproductive health. One such program is the Family Planning Program initiated in the year 1951. Currently, there are various improved programs such as Reproductive and Child Health Care Programs or RCH programs. Now, what are the major tasks of these programs? First of all, to create awareness among people about various reproduction related aspects, and also to provide facilities for building up a reproductively healthy society. So these are the major tasks of this reproductive and child health care programs. Create awareness among the people about various reproduction related aspects and to provide facilities for building up a reproductively healthy society. Now what are the steps to be taken to create awareness among the people? First of all of you know that audio, visual and print media plays an important role. Introduction of sex education in schools to provide right information to the young. Also, proper information about reproductive organs, adolescence and related changes, self and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases. All this help the adolescents to lead a reproductively healthy life. In spite of all this, educating people, fertile couples and those in marriageable age groups about the birth control options, care of pregnant mothers, postnatal care of the mother and child, importance of breastfeeding. Also, awareness about uncontrolled population growth, the problems, social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes, all this are to be made aware to the public for a healthy society. Now before coming to population, you should know what is amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is a technique by which the fetal cells are taken out of the mother's body using a special needle to find out whether any chromosomal abnormalities are there in the child. But the major disadvantage of this technique is termination of female fetuses. So there is a statutory ban on amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check increasing menace of female feticides. So amniocentesis is a technique by which the fetus is bathed in a fluid called amniotic fluid. Fetal cells are seen in the amniotic fluid. Some of the fetal cells are taken out of the mother's body using a special needle to examine whether any chromosomal abnormalities are there in the child. Now what is population explosion? Tremendous increase in population all over the world is known as population explosion. What are the major causes of population explosion? First of all, decrease in maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. Mortality rate is the death rate. there is a decrease in the maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate. MMR is maternal mortality rate and IMR is infant mortality rate. So this is one of the reasons for population explosion. Another reason is more individuals are in the reproducible age. So these are the two major causes of population explosion. Decline in maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. Second reason is increase in the number of people in the reproducible age. Now to overcome this population explosion, various steps are taken by the government. So what are the steps taken by the government to control this population explosion? First of all, motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. Second is statutory raising of marriageable age of the female to 18 years and that of males to 21 years. Also, incentives are given to couples with small families. So you know what is population explosion? It is a tremendous increase in the population. And the major causes of population explosion are decline in maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. Also increase in the number of people in the reproducible age. Now what are the steps taken by the government to control population explosion? First of all, motivate smaller families by using contraceptive methods. Increasing the age of marriage of females to 18 years and that of males to 21 years. Also, incentives are given to couples with small families. Now coming to the contraceptive methods, first you should know what is an ideal contraceptive. An ideal contraceptive should be user-friendly, easily available, effective, reversible with no or least side effects and should not interfere with the sexual drive of the user. So these are the features of an ideal contraceptive. An ideal contraceptive should be user-friendly. It should be easily available, effective, reversible with no or least side effects and should not interfere with the sexual drive of the user. There are 6 categories of contraceptive methods. First is natural or traditional method. Second is barriers. Third is intrauterine devices or IUD. Fourth is oral contraceptives. Fifth is injectables and implants, and sixth is surgical methods. So these are the various categories of contraceptive methods. Out of the 6 categories, only first one is natural, all the others are artificial. So the 6 categories of contraceptive methods are natural or traditional methods, barriers, IUD, oral contraceptives, injectables and implants, surgical methods. The natural methods include periodic abstinence, withdrawal of coitus interruptus, lactational amenorrhea. Barriers include condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps and vault. Intrauterine devices include non-medicated IUD, copper-releasing IUD, hormone-releasing IUD. Oral contraceptives are mainly the hormones which are taken as pills. Injectables and implants are also hormones which are injected or implanted under the skin. Surgical methods include surgery. So these are the various categories of contraceptive methods. Now coming to the natural methods or traditional methods of birth control. The principle underlying the natural method is avoid chance of ovum and sperm meeting. That is, avoid chances of fertilization. The different types of natural methods are: one is periodic abstinence, second is withdrawal of coitus interruptus, and third is lactational amenorrhea. In periodic abstinence, abstain from coitus during the fertile period. Fertile period is the period of 10 to 17 days of the menstrual cycle. when ovulation is expected. So periodic abstinence is abstaining from coitus during the fertile period. Second is withdrawal of coitus interruptus. In this method, the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. And third is lactational amenorrhea. During the period of intense lactation following parturition, ovulation and menstruation do not occur. Hence, chances of conception are almost nil. So, the three natural methods of birth control are periodic abstinence, withdrawal of coitus interruptus, lactational amenorrhea. Now, the advantage of natural method is the side effects are nil. But the disadvantage is chances of failure are very high. Next method is the barrier method. In this method, ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. And such methods are available for both males and females. One type of barrier are the condoms. The main advantage of condoms are protect the user from sexually transmitted diseases. Both male and female condoms are disposable, and also these condoms can be self-inserted and thereby gives privacy to the user. Diaphragms, cervical caps and walls are also barriers made of rubber and are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. So these are the different types of barriers. Next method is the intrauterine devices or IUDs. IUDs are ideal contraceptives for females who want to delay pregnancy or space children. The three types of IUDs are non-medicated IUDs, example lips loop, copper releasing IUDs, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375, hormone releasing IUDs, progestasert, LNG 20. Now what is the importance of these IUDs? The IUDs can increase the phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus. The copper releasing IUDs release copper ions that suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of sperms. Hormone releasing IUDs make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms. So what is the advantage of copper releasing IUDs? Copper releasing IUDs release copper ions that suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of sperms. What is the importance of hormone releasing IUDs? These IUDs make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms. Another birth control method are the oral contraceptives. These oral contraceptives are drugs or medicines that contain progestogen or progestogen-estrogen combination. So the oral contraceptives contain progestogen or progestogen-estrogen combinations and are used by the females in the form of tablets, commonly called pills. These pills are taken within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle and then continued for a period of 21 days, and after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, the pills has to be repeated. The main role of these pills are it inhibit ovulation and implantation and also alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent the entry of sperms. The main advantage of these pills are very effective with less side effects. A new oral contraceptive was developed by Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow called Saheli. So Saheli is a new oral contraceptive for females developed by Central Drug Research Institute CDRI in Lucknow. The advantage of Saheli is it is a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with very few side effects and high contraceptive value. So what are the significance of Saheli? It is a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill, very few side effects, high contraceptive value. Which institute has developed the Saheli? Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI in Lucknow. Next birth control method is the injectable and implants. The injectables and implants are emergency contraceptive. That is, it can be used within 72 hours of coitus. Still, it is very effective and hence can be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. That is why this birth control method is considered as an emergency contraceptive. Here also you can see it contains progestogen alone or progestogen-estrogen combination used as injections or implants under the skin. Now the last method is the surgical method. Surgical method also called sterilization and is advised for the male or female partner as a terminal method of birth. The two types of surgical methods are vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy is done in males, tubectomy is done in females. In vasectomy, the vas deferens is ligated, whereas in tubectomy, the fallopian tube is ligated. The main advantage of surgical method is these techniques are highly effective, but the disadvantage is reversibility is very poor. So surgical methods are of two types, vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy is done in males, tubectomy is done in females. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is ligated, whereas in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is ligated. So these are the different types of birth control methods. Now coming to the next topic, medical termination of pregnancy or MTP. Now what is medical termination of pregnancy? It is commonly called induced abortion. Intentional or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term. That is called medical termination of pregnancy. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world. And in 1971, Government of India legalized MTP with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. Now why this MTP is done? The main purpose is to get rid of unwanted pregnancies, either due to casual unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptives or rapes. MTPs are also essential where the continuation of the pregnancy would be harmful to the mother or to the fetus. And the safe period for performing MTPs are during the first trimester or up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Now coming to the next topic, sexually transmitted infections. Diseases which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are called sexually transmitted infections. STIs are commonly called venereal disease or reproductive tract infections. So sexually transmitted infections are STI, venereal diseases VD, reproductive tract infections RTI. Examples of the sexually transmitted infections are gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, AIDS, and so on. Now, what are the early symptoms of STI? Itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swellings in the genital region. Why timely detection and proper treatment cannot be done for STIs? Timely detection and proper treatment cannot be given because infected females are often asymptomatic, and also due to the social stigma associated with the disease. Infected persons do not go for timely detection and proper treatment. Some of the later symptoms of STI are pelvic inflammatory disease or PID, abortions, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancies. That is development taking place in the fallopian tube. Now coming to the last part of the chapter, infertility. Now what do you mean by infertility? A large number of couples are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. So inability to produce children, that is known as infertility. And the major causes for infertility are physical, congenital, that is at the time of birth, diseases, drugs, immunological, and even psychological. But there are various techniques that can enable infertile couples to have children. This is known as assisted reproductive technologies or ART. The different ART are, one is test tube baby program. In test tube baby program, fertilization is taking place in the laboratory, which is followed by embryo transfer. So in vitro fertilization is fertilization taking place outside the body in the laboratory. After fertilization, the zygote will undergo division, and once it reaches 8 blastomere stage, the embryo is transferred into the fallopian tube. This is known as zygote intrafallopian transfer. If the embryo has more than 8 blastomeres, it is transferred into the uterus. That is known as intrauterine transfer. So in test tube baby program, in vitro fertilization taking place outside the body in the laboratory, which is followed by embryo transfer, which are of two types, SIFT and IUT. SIFT is zygote intrafallopian transfer. When the zygote or the early embryo reaches 8-celled stage, it is transferred into the fallopian tube. And if the embryo has more than 8 blastomeres, it is transferred into the uterus for further development. Next is gamete intrafallopian transfer. An ovum is collected from a donor into the fallopian tube of another female who cannot produce an ovum but can produce suitable environment for fertilization and development. This technique is called gamete intrafallopian transfer. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection or ICSI. A specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory in which a sperm is directly injected into the ovum. Sperm is directly injected into the ovum. This is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In artificial insemination, the semen is collected either from the husband or a donor and it is introduced into the vagina or into the uterus of the female. This is done in the case of male partner unable to inseminate or low sperm count. Last part is in vivo fertilization, that is fusion of gametes within the female to assist those females who cannot conceive. So these are the different types of assisted reproductive technologies. So hope all of you have enjoyed my video lesson. If so, please click like, subscribe, share, and also for detailed notes visit www.ranipradeep.com.